Hello everyone! Welcome to our channel. In today's vlog we are going to show you around Thira, one of Santorini's top destinations. If you want to know which places are worth visiting, get to know the prices on the island and find out where to look for the most delicious Greek food, stay with us. Don't forget to subscribe not to miss out the second part of our Santorini vlog, where we are staying in Thira, the most beautiful city with blue domes. Let's get started!
We started our first day in Santorini with a breakfast and coffee in a place called Enigma Cafe, which is worth a visit mainly because of the breathtaking view. The cafe is located on a picturesque cliff, and as for this location the prices are very affordable. You will pay around 3.5 euros for a toast and around 7 euros for a Greek wrap with feta cheese and other local ingredients. During our next days in Thira, we found out that these prices are really reasonable, because even in the places without a view of the famous cliff, it's difficult to find a breakfast with such a good value for money. During our trip, we decided to stay in two most popular places in Santorini. We spent our first 4 days in Thira and the next 4 days in Thira, the smaller but according to many people the more picturesque one. Despite the fact that both cities are beautifully located on breathtaking cliffs, have charming white houses, amazing views overlooking the sea, they have completely different vibes, and you certainly need to see both of them when you are in Santorini.
Thira is slightly larger, less luxurious but more touristy. You'll find a large selection of restaurants, cocktail bars with a view, but also clubs, making the city vibrant not only during the day, but all night long. Although Thira is featured on most postcards from Santorini, Thira has won our hearts just as much. The views of the cliff and the wide narrow streets with pink flowers were charming, and the crowds were not as annoying as in Thira.
Even though Thira is a much bigger town than Thira, you won't really notice that while exploring the narrow streets, small shops and admiring the views. So you can definitely plan the same amount of time for exploring both of these cities. Besides that, they are connected to each other by a bus line, and moving between them is also easy. A one-way ticket costs 1.80 euros and the bus runs very often, several times per hour, but still expect lots of crowds. The main bus station in Thira is a good starting point for trips to other places on the island. As you know, Santorini is not one of the cheapest travel destinations. Accommodation on the picturesque cliff in Thira or Thira overlooking the sea starts at around 500 euros per night. If your budget is limited, it's worth considering a hotel outside the city center without a cliff view as we did. In Thira we stayed in a small place called City Break. It had no sea view, but it was still very central and we were only a 5 minutes walk away from everything. For a 4-day stay we paid just over 500 euros, still quite expensive, but for Santorini and Thira in this location it was one of the cheapest places to stay. Caravolade Stairs is the route that takes you from Thira down the cliff to the harbor itself. Quite picturesque, although the biggest attraction there are dozens of donkeys and mules, walking up and down, sometimes with tourists on their backs. To our surprise, most of the animals we met on the way there were roaming on their own. They often just stood in the middle of the road so that you could come close and stroke them. Still, you have to be careful so that you won't get trampled on by a huge mule running up or down. Despite almost 600 steps, we would still encourage you to go down the route on your feet. As far as the return journey is concerned, a cable car is a great option here. The price is at 6 euro one way. Don't forget to put on comfortable shoes because the stairs could be very slippery.
At the very bottom of the cliff in Thira, there is a small but very charming port. You won't find too many shops or restaurants there, but on the contrary, there is a very local, peaceful atmosphere and you can feel like on a small Greek island, forgetting about the lively and touristic Santorini, which we have left behind at the top of the cliff. Sitting by the blue water, we can treat ourselves to fresh fish and refreshing wine and finally relax from hustle and bustle. During our stay in Santorini, we visited many restaurants in both Thira and Ia. Most of them had delicious food, but there are some that we would really love to recommend. One of them would be Parea Tavern in Thira with delicious local Greek food, a romantic terrace with a view, and an excellent service. During high season, we recommend to book a table in the morning or the day before, as after 5 p.m. the place is usually very busy. The food was so delicious that we were constantly coming back there, sometimes for dinner, sometimes for lunch, and we managed to try almost everything, starting from different Greek cheeses, fava, tzatziki, Greek salad, through seafood, grilled souvlaki to moussaka and desserts. We have never been disappointed and food has always been amazing and the price is very affordable. Starters are around 4 to 8 euros, salads are around 8 euros and the mains on average 10 to 12 euros. One of the activities you cannot miss while in Santorini is a cruise around the island. You can book one on Get Your Guide where you will find many different options. This is a cool opportunity if you don't rent a car on the island because you have a chance to explore quite a lot in just one day. The most common attractions on the cruises are the red and white beach as well as the volcano and hot springs. We just went on a 5-hour sunset catamaran cruise with a Greek dinner and a barbecue.
Don't forget to hit subscribe, and if you liked our video, please give us a thumbs up. In the next part of our vlog, we will take you to Iya, the city of blue domes, and many more interesting places. Stay tuned.